Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Tanvi Taneja and with me is Ishani Gupta with the Midday News. The headlines. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to announce details of 20 lakh crore economic package at 4 p.m. today. MSME Minister Nitin Gadkari says economic package announced by the Prime Minister will fulfill expectations and aspirations of MSME, village and cottage industries. More than 8,500 Indians flown back in 6 days of Vande Bharat mission. 9 special trains to run on the second day of graded railway operations today. And coronavirus recovery rate reaches 32.82% in the country. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will address a press conference today at 4 p.m. in New Delhi. She is expected to share the details of 20 lakh crore stimulus package announced by Prime Minister yesterday. The package comprises 10% of India's GDP and is expected to benefit various sections including cottage industries, MSMEs, labourers, middle class, industries and others. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has announced a special economic package worth 20 lakh crore rupees for an Atmanirbhar Bharat or self-reliant India, saying that self-reliance is the only way to ensure that 21st century belongs to India. Addressing the nation yesterday, the Prime Minister noted that this package, together with the earlier announcements by the government during COVID crisis and decisions taken by the RBI, is to the tune of 20 lakh crore rupees. This is equivalent to almost 10% of India's GDP. Mr. Modi said Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will announce details of this special economic package. The Prime Minister observed that the package will also focus on land, labour, liquidity and laws. It will cater to various sections including cottage industry, MSMEs, labourers, middle class, industries among others.
कोरोना संकट से जुड़ी जो आर्थिक घोषणाएं की थी, जिस आर्थिक पैकेज का ऐलान हो रहा है, उसे जोड़ दें तो ये करीब 20 लाख करोड़ रुपए का है। ये पैकेज भारत की जीडीपी का करीब 10% है। इन सबके जरिए देश के विभिन्न वर्गों को, आर्थिक व्यवस्था की कड़ियों को 20 लाख करोड़ रुपए का संबल मिलेगा, सपोर्ट मिलेगा।
The Prime Minister said several bold reforms are needed to make the country self-reliant so that the impact of crises such as COVID can be negated in future. These reforms include supply chain reforms for agriculture, rational tax system, simple and clear laws, capable human resource and a strong financial system. These reforms will promote business, attract investment and further strengthen Make in India. The Prime Minister said that India bears a responsibility. Recalling the Shastras, he highlighted the importance of self-reliance.
विश्व की आज की स्थिति हमें सिखाती है कि इसका मार्ग एक ही है, आत्मनिर्भर भारत। हमारे यहाँ शास्त्रों में कहा गया है, एषः पन्थः, यानी यही रास्ता है आत्मनिर्भर भारत।
The Prime Minister also said that coronavirus is going to be a part of people's lives for a long time, but lives cannot simply revolve around it. He said Lockdown 4 will be different and will have new rules.
लॉकडाउन का चौथा चरण, लॉकडाउन 4, पूरी तरह नए रंग रूप वाला होगा, नए नियमों वाला होगा। इससे जुड़ी जानकारी भी आपको 18 मई से पहले दी जाएगी। मुझे पूरा भरोसा है कि नियमों का पालन करते हुए हम कोरोना से लड़ेंगे भी और आगे भी बढ़ेंगे।
Union Minister Nitin Gadkari has welcomed the Prime Minister's relief package worth 20 lakh crore rupees. He said, through this historical package, the Prime Minister has fulfilled the expectations and aspirations of the MSME, village and cottage industry sector. Mr. Gadkari said, with abundant resources, superior technology and raw materials, India can soon become self-reliant in all sectors. He said the Prime Minister has also envisioned India as a super economic power in global economy. The Minister expressed confidence that the MSME, village and cottage industry sector will grow to new heights with the support of this package.
प्रधानमंत्री ने जो ऐतिहासिक पैकेज जाहिर किया है, मैं देश की जनता की ओर से उनको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं। और हमारे हिंदुस्तान में टेक्नोलॉजी है, रिसोर्सेस है, इसके साथ साथ हमारे देश में रॉ मटेरियल अवेलेबल है और हम ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी में एक सुपर इकोनॉमिक पावर बना सकते हैं। ये प्रधानमंत्री जी का सपना है और इसलिए इस संकट को ब्लेसिंग इन डिस्गाइज मानकर हम आत्मविश्वास के साथ पॉजिटिव खड़े रहे।
Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman said the special package of 20 lakh crore rupees announced by the Prime Minister shall not just be a financial package, but a reform stimulus, a mindset overhaul, and a thrust in governance. Home Minister Amit Shah said the special package is aimed at empowering every section of society and making country self-reliant. Information and Broadcasting Minister Prakash Javadekar said the package is the biggest package India has ever seen. In a tweet, Mr. Javadekar said, self-reliance is the new mantra. Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal has expressed gratitude to Prime Minister Narendra Modi for announcing a financial relief package. He said the package will provide assistance to industrial sector, particularly MSMEs, which make India a fully self-reliant country. Terming this package as the world's most holistic COVID-19 relief package, he said that it will increase efficiency of all sectors. The Chief Minister gave an assurance that Haryana would follow the Prime Minister's vision of self-reliant India in letter and spirit. Industry bodies FICCI and ASSOCHAM have welcomed the economic package of 20 lakh crore rupees announced by the Prime Minister. In Madhya Pradesh, micro, small and medium enterprises, MSME sector and soya-bean industry welcomed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's special economic package of rupees 20 lakh crore. Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan has also welcomed the economic package. A report.
The President of Association of Industries Pramod Dafaria said that the special economic package presented by the Prime Minister will prove to be a lifeline for our region. We want the government maintain availability of cash in MSME sector and should be given relaxation of 1 year for depositing GST. While Davish Jain, chairman of Indore-based Soyabean Processors Association of India, said that the package was the need of the hour and we hope that the government will take adequate measures to curb the import of edible oils through this package, so that domestic processing industries can be strengthened and we can move forward in becoming self-reliant. Reacting to this package, Madhya Pradesh Chief Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan said that under Prime Minister's leadership, Madhya Pradesh is also committed to make a 100% contribution in building a strong and self-reliant India. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
A total of 8,503 Indians have been flown back to India in 43 inbound flights operated by Air India and Air India Express under the Vande Bharat mission in 6 days. The government started Vande Bharat mission, one of the largest initiatives to repatriate nationals back to India, on 7th of May. Under the mission, Ministry of Civil Aviation is coordinating with the Ministry of External Affairs and state governments for bringing Indians back to their homeland. Air India, along with its subsidiary Air India Express, are operating a total of 64 flights to 12 countries including USA, UK, Bangladesh, Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, Philippines, UAE and Malaysia to repatriate 14,800 Indians back in the first phase. This massive air evacuation mission strictly adheres to the safety and hygiene protocols laid down by the government. 5 special flights will bring back about 900 stranded Indians from Gulf countries today under the Vande Bharat mission. More from our correspondent.
Day 7 of the Vande Bharat mission, and once again, 5 flights are scheduled from the various countries of the Gulf. The much-awaited flight to Delhi will be taking off today with 241 distressed Indians and 4 infants. 178 passengers are also scheduled to fly back to Amritsar from Dubai this afternoon. In Saudi Arabia, 149 people will be flying out to Calicut from Jeddah. Kuwait also has 2 scheduled flights today, one to Kozhikode and the other to Ahmedabad. Both the flights together will carry approximately 330 people. Only those found asymptomatic will be allowed to board the flight. Kanchan Prasad, AIR News, Dubai.
The 5th evacuation flight from Bangladesh left the Hazrat Shah Jalal Airport around 11 a.m. on Wednesday. This is the 3rd flight from Dhaka to Srinagar. Most of the passengers on the flight are medical students from India studying in Bangladesh. A special flight under the Vande Bharat mission is scheduled to arrive from Kuwait at the Mumbai's Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj International Airport this evening. Another train carrying around 1,500 passengers left for Lakhimpur in Uttar Pradesh from Shirdi last night. Local authorities provided food packets and water to them. Meantime, Maharashtra government has started e-Sanjeevani online OPD service throughout the state. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
E-Sanjeevani is a unique initiative in which people can avail medical consultation online, that too free of cost. Health Minister Rajesh Tope said that the government took the decision to start such service after receiving several complaints about private clinics not operating their regular OPD, due to which patients were badly affected. 16 specialist government doctors from Nasik, Bhandara and Nanded have been trained to provide service under the scheme. This online OPD is available from 9:30 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and remains closed on Sundays. Government will decide on increasing the time limit for this OPD as per demand. Patients can visit the website www.esanjeevaniopd.in and seek advice from the expert doctor. Madhuri Pange, AIR News, Mumbai.
The next phase of evacuation of Indian nationals from Maldives is set to begin from 15th of this month. INS Jalashwa will make another voyage to Kochi from Malé Port, evacuating around 700 stranded Indians in Maldives. The ship will carry only those Indian nationals who are residents of Kerala and Lakshadweep. Air India will be evacuating Indian nationals belonging to other states from Maldives. Evacuation flights will ferry the Indians to the cities of New Delhi, Bangalore, Mumbai and Chennai. Talking exclusively to AIR News, India's High Commissioner to Maldives, Sanjay Sudhir, spoke of the arrangements being provided on board the ship.
I am very satisfied with the way the first phase of Samudra Setu mission has progressed. It has been able to carry about 700 and then another 200 Indians back to India. And this large number of 900 included a lot of senior citizens, a lot of pregnant women. Actually, the first voyage carried about 19 pregnant women. The second voyage carried about 18 pregnant women. There were a lot of children also. There were a lot of people with medical issues. For example, there was a person with a fractured leg. All possible assistance was provided to him. He was carried around in a stretcher. In the first voyage, INS Jalashwa, a nurse who was pregnant reached Kochi and within hours she delivered. So in that sense, it has been a very satisfying experience.
Morris De Silva is one of the passengers flying from Dhaka to Mumbai under the Vande Bharat mission. He thanked the government and the High Commission of India in Dhaka for making all arrangements associated with the trip.
जिस तरीके से आप लोगों ने ये सिचुएशन को हैंडल किया है, जिस तरीके से हमारी हेल्प करी है, जिस तरीके से हमें यहाँ पे क्लियर करके पहुँचा है, मेरे पास वर्ड्स नहीं आप लोगों को थैंक यू बोलने के. जिस तरीके से आप लोगों ने हैंडल किया है इतने सारे लोगों की प्रॉब्लम्स को, I salute you. Thank you so much. No words.
A total of 9 special trains will run on the second day today following the announcement of Indian Railways restoring passenger trains in a graded manner. Out of the trains running today, 8 trains will originate from New Delhi to various destinations and the 9th train will fly from Bhubaneswar to New Delhi. These trains are New Delhi Havda, New Delhi Rajendra Nagar, New Delhi Jammu Tawi, New Delhi Thiruvananthapuram, New Delhi Chennai, New Delhi Ranchi, New Delhi Mumbai, New Delhi to Ahmedabad and Bhubaneswar to New Delhi. Yesterday, 8 trains were operated, 3 from New Delhi and 5 from other cities to New Delhi. More from our correspondent.
The special trains which are being run will have only air-conditioned classes. These train services are in addition to the Shramik specials run by Indian Railways. Only asymptomatic passengers are being allowed to board the train with confirmed tickets. Use of face masks are mandatory and thermal screening is being done ahead of departure. Passengers will also have to mandatorily use the contact tracing app Arogya Setu. As per Home Ministry guidelines, movement of passenger as well as driver of vehicle transporting the passenger to and fro the railway station will be allowed on the basis of confirmed e-ticket. Anand Kumar, AIR News, Delhi.
The Home Ministry has decided that all the Central Armed Police Forces CAPF canteens will now sell only indigenous products. In a series of tweets, Union Home Minister Amit Shah said that this will be applicable to all CAPF canteens across the country from 1st of June 2020. And 50 lakh families of about 10 lakh CAPF personnel will use indigenous products. Mr. Shah also appealed to all citizens to use the indigenous products and make the country self-reliant.
The Indian Council of Medical Research ICMR has said that a total of 18,54,250 samples of COVID-19 have been tested by the various government and private laboratories in the country. In the last 24 hours, 94,671 tests were conducted. The National Community-Based Sero Survey for COVID-19 will be conducted in 69 randomly selected districts from 21 states. The objective of the survey is to estimate the prevalence of COVID-19 infection in Indian population. You are listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to announce details of 20 lakh crore economic package at 4 p.m. today. MSME Minister Nitin Gadkari says economic package announced by the Prime Minister will fulfill expectations and aspirations of MSME, village and cottage industries. More than 8,500 Indians flown back in 6 days of Vande Bharat mission. 9 special trains to run on second day of graded railway operations today. And coronavirus recovery rate reaches 32.82% in the country. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
A total of 3,525 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus have been reported in the country during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 74,281. Health and Family Welfare Ministry said that 24,386 patients have been cured so far and the recovery rate has reached 32.82%. During the last 24 hours, 122 deaths have been reported, taking the nationwide total to 2,415. A total of 359 new confirmed cases of novel coronavirus have been reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to 7,998. Delhi government has confirmed that 2,858 patients have been cured so far, and the recovery rate has reached 35.73% in the national capital. In the last 24 hours, 346 patients have recovered and 20 deaths have been reported in Delhi, taking the toll to 106 so far. In Chandigarh, 2 more people reported positive for COVID-19 this morning. Our correspondent reports both cases are from Bapu Dham colony. With this, the number of positive persons found so far in the Union Territory of Chandigarh has risen to 189 so far. 30 persons have recovered and 3 deaths have been reported till now. Kerala faces a new challenge as COVID-19 cases are on the rise, with more returnees from abroad and other states turning positive in the last few days in the state. A report.
Presently, there are 32 active cases in the state, out of which 23 persons have travel history from neighbouring states or from abroad. Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan said that the situation is getting serious and Kerala is entering the next stage that demands high alert. The state cabinet meeting is going on in Thiruvananthapuram to decide on future action plan. Meanwhile, the remaining exams of 10th and 12th standard will begin from 26th of this month. The bus fares in the state is hiked as the state readies for short distance bus services soon. Meanwhile, 2 flights carrying expatriates, each from Kuwait and Jeddah, is scheduled to arrive in Kozhikode today late night. The flight from Doha carrying 182 passengers arrived in Thiruvananthapuram today early morning. Meanwhile, the special train from Delhi carrying stranded passengers had left for Thiruvananthapuram today and is expected to arrive here on Friday. Mayusha for AR News from Thiruvananthapuram.
In Rajasthan, new cases of COVID-19 have been reported from more than 20 districts of the state in the last 3 days, while 2,455 patients have been recovered so far. A report.
New cases of COVID-19 have come up in many districts due to the movements of migrants. There are many districts including Jhunjhunu, Savai Madhopur, Jodhpur and Badmer where migrants have tested positive for COVID-19. It is a matter of concern that few cases have also been reported from small villages. Meanwhile, the state government made arrangement to bring 30,000 migrants by 24 special trains from 7 states. However, these persons will have to spend 14 days in quarantine. All district collectors have been instructed to develop quarantine centers at block and village level. Jitendra Dwivedi, AIR News, Jaipur.
In Jharkhand, 173 COVID-19 positive cases have been detected so far, out of which 79 patients have recovered from the disease. 15 districts out of 24 in the state have been affected with COVID-19 infection, with East Singhbhum and Latehar districts being the recent entry in the list. All new samples tested positive are of the migrants and stranded laborers. Today, 1,470 students, laborers, migrants and workers have reached Bokaro from special Shramik train coming from Bangalore. Meanwhile, preparations are in place at Ranchi railway station for the bi-weekly special train leaving from New Delhi today for Ranchi. A report.
Chief Minister Hemant Soren in his statement to the media has once again reiterated that lockdown is in force in the entire state of Jharkhand. Mr. Soren also said that calling of lockdown in the month of Ramadan will not be a wise step. The state government shall adhere to the instructions given by the central government for extending or calling off the lockdown. Mr. Soren also said that a large number of migrant workers are constantly returning to their state through the special Shramik trains run by Ministry of Railways. The state government has also devised action plan to provide employment to the migrant laborers under Manrega. At the same time, out of the 15 special trains started by Ministry of Railways, the bi-weekly train will start from New Delhi today at 15:30 hours for Ranchi and will arrive tomorrow at 10 hours in the morning. Ranchi DC Rai Mahimapatre and Ranchi Railway Division Manager Neeraj Ambash and other officials have put in place the requisite medical examination counters and other arrangements for passengers arriving at Ranchi Railway Station tomorrow. This is Shilpi for All India Radio News from Ranchi.
In Himachal Pradesh, as many as 1 lakh people stranded in various parts of the country have returned to the state and 55,000 more people are likely to return within next few days. In view of this, Panchayat Pradhans across the state have been asked to keep a close surveillance on people arriving from other parts of the country. Residents who are arriving in the state from the red zone areas of the country would be sent for institutional quarantine. Meanwhile, the total number of active positive COVID-19 cases has gone up to 25 in the state. A report.
In order to ensure social distancing for people under isolation, Pradhans have been asked to provide space at Community Center, Panchayat Ghar and Mahila Mandal Bhavan. Village Pradhans have been told that if anyone found violating the home quarantine norms, the matter should be brought immediately before the district administration so that individual could be kept under institutional quarantine. The state government has also developed geofencing app to ensure that people coming from other states do not violate the quarantine period. Meanwhile, about 789 stranded people of state from Bengaluru have arrived at Una railway station today. 300 students would also be arriving from Ukraine at Chandigarh soon. All these students would be kept under institutional quarantine. On the other hand, the state continues to see a surge in active COVID-19 cases during the last 6 days. So far, 25 active COVID-19 cases have been registered in the state. Maximum number of active cases have been reported from Kangra district, followed by Chamba. Sanjeev Sundaryal, AIR News, Shimla.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, as part of social responsibility, Ummeed Charitable Society is working to serve the poor and the needy. The volunteers of the society provide gowns and masks to the medical staff working in the Kashmir Valley. The Charitable Society is also raising emergency response funds for the welfare of the common masses in the Kashmir Valley. To know more, let's listen in to our Srinagar correspondent.
When in the wake of COVID-19, Union Territory Administration in Jammu and Kashmir is relentlessly reaching out to the people in distress. Ummeed Charitable Society in Kashmir also doesn't lag behind and is working tirelessly to serve the people and the needy with ration, medicines and other essential commodities at these difficult times following the outbreak of coronavirus pandemic. When we spoke to Chairperson Ummeed Charitable Society, Nuzhat Sultan, she said,
हमारे जो वॉलंटियर्स से अलग अलग कामों में इस टाइम जुड़े हुए हैं. कुछ वॉलंटियर्स हमारे जो है सैनिटाइजेशन प्रोसेस में लगे हुए हैं, कुछ वॉलंटियर्स पब्लिक अनाउंसमेंट में लगे हुए हैं, कुछ वॉलंटियर्स जो है फ्री डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में लगे हुए हैं. जो पुअर फैमिलीज है, नीडी फैमिलीज है या लेबर्स तबका है, उन तक पहुंचाया जा रहा है. कुछ वॉलंटियर्स हमारे जो है गाउन्स वगैरह जो है जो मेडिकल स्टाफ के लिए उसको मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में लगे हुए हैं. कुछ दिन पहले हमारे कुछ केसेस पंथा चौक से, श्रीनगर से भी एक केस ऐसा आया हुआ है जिनको हमने फिर अमाउंट ही डायरेक्ट ट्रांसफर करा क्योंकि हमारे लिए वहां तक पहुंचना परमिशन नहीं थी. तो हमने फिर उनको जो हम तक हो सका हमने उनको फिर कुछ पैसा ही से ट्रांसफर करा.
With Asadul Rashid from Anantnag, this is Sunil Koul for AIR News from Srinagar.
In our series Experts Speak, we bring you the views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Dr. Anant Mohan, head of pulmonary medicine AIIMS, has advised people not to take medicines like hydroxychloroquine or antimalarial drug without the prescription of a doctor.
Please do not take medicines such as azithromycin, other antibiotics, antivirals or hydroxychloroquine or other antimalarials without a proper prescription by a doctor. Do not self-medicate.
Ms. Jacinta Gunjal, Senior Nursing Officer, AIIMS, has stressed on the need for social distancing.
Social distancing is a non-pharmaceutical infection prevention and control intervention to break the chain of infection.
Indian actor Suresh Oberoi appealed to people to come together in the fight against coronavirus. He said that unity was essential to deal with the virus outbreak.
नमस्कार दोस्तों, जैसा कि आप सब जानते हैं कि आज सारी दुनिया में एक बहुत ही डेंजरस जानलेवा बीमारी कोरोना वायरस पूरी तरीके से फैल गई है। ये एक जंग है दोस्तों, और हमें ये जंग लड़नी है, मिलकर लड़नी है और जीतनी है। हम ये जंग तभी जीत पाएंगे जब हम एक दूसरे का साथ देंगे और गवर्नमेंट का साथ। गवर्नमेंट चाहती क्या है आपसे? सफाई, सोशल डिस्टेंस, एक दूसरे से दूर रहें, 4-5 लोग मिलकर पार्टियां ना करें, सिर्फ इतनी सी बात।
The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its live phone-in program Samvad today, will bring you a discussion on lockdown provisions. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 7:10 p.m. onwards. The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its bilingual live phone-in program today, will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Narendra Saini, former Secretary General, Indian Medical Association IMA, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the expert on toll-free telephone number 1800-115767. I repeat, 1800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone number 011-2331-4444. I repeat, 011-2331-4444, and post queries on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAIR. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:25 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on AIR Official. You can also follow us on our News on AIR app for updates.
A Twitter handle @GB_Ladakh_India claims to be the official account of Gilgit-Baltistan Ladakh UT. In a tweet, Press Information Bureau said that it is a fake Twitter handle and Union Territory of Ladakh has only 2 official Twitter handles, @DIPR_Leh and @InformationDEP4. The government said that for official updates, these 2 Twitter handles must only be followed. Now let us take a look at the weather for today. In the national capital, minimum temperature will be 26.3 degrees Celsius, while maximum temperature is expected to be 37.2 degrees Celsius. There is a possibility of dust storms or thunderstorms with squall or hail. However, in Mumbai, sky will be mainly clear. The lower level of temperature will be 27.5, while the upper level will be 36 degrees Celsius. In Chennai, the temperature will hover between 27 and 36 degrees Celsius with partly cloudy skies. And in Kolkata too, partly cloudy sky is expected with possibility of development of thunder lightning. The minimum temperature in the metropolis will be 28 degrees Celsius, while maximum would be 37. In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the minimum temperature will be 23 degrees Celsius in Jammu, while the maximum will be around 35. Sky will be partly cloudy with possibility of rain or thunderstorms. In Srinagar, minimum temperature will be 11 degrees Celsius, while maximum would be 23. Sky will be partly cloudy today. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 11 and 31.2 degrees Celsius, and the sky will be partly cloudy. And in Muzaffarabad, the minimum temperature will be 16 degrees Celsius, while maximum will be nearly 36. Sky is likely to be generally cloudy with light rain and thunderstorm. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman to announce details of 20 lakh crore economic package at 4 p.m. today. MSME Minister Nitin Gadkari says economic package announced by Prime Minister will fulfill expectations and aspirations of MSME, village and cottage industries. More than 8,500 Indians flown back in 6 days of Vande Bharat mission. 9 special trains to run on the second day of graded railway operations today. And coronavirus recovery rate reaches 32.82% in the country. And for details of these stories and more, you can log on to our website www.newsonair.com. And with that, we end the midday news.